Hello everyone, Eddie here. SpinTires. Oh, yes, well, after my 200 sub special and the fail of finding the D-type, in the update it appears, because I've actually uncovered the whole map now, it appears they have taken the D-type out of the hill map, which is a shame, but what can you do? They've taken it out, they've taken it out. But I thought I'd show you the whole map, because I just say, I've checked the whole lot, it is not there. That one over there is a little A-type, which is basically it's a Land Rover type thing, or a Russian Land Rover, but not in mine at the moment. Yeah, that was taken out in that update. Now, yesterday, or the day before, they did another update, which they've added other bits, like you got this red bit saying you, and you can click on your truck, like if I click on that one, it gives a line to it, so you can see where your trucks are. And you've got a number one for the number one car, and there's so much they've done to it. But I pop out of this, and brain engage moment. You come into the main menu. Yeah, we'll come out of that completely. Everything kind of moves and is 3D now. It's weird. It is really weird. Ignore that. I've been messing about with maps. Look at this weird curvy shape. Put loads and loads of maps in. A lot of them only work with Legacy, but I have found two that work with the updated version. Now, one of them is called TAIGA or TAIGA version 2, and the other one is Pereval, which was you can download under it's called Pass, which is a lot of fun. This one, if I go into this one and set it up as a new one, I'll show you what else I've loaded in as a mod. If you want to learn how to put the maps in and put modded vehicles in, I know Sir Jambon has a brilliant how to install modded maps and vehicles episode. Go and check that, because that's how I learned how to do this. And all you really do is you put the maps into the media zip file, and you put the vehicles into the media normal folder. But you see that? This is something else that's new. When you're in like a menu mode, like say you go into advanced, they've got a ghost camera above the truck. Click on it and you can drive from above the truck. Let me just come out of that, take the handbrake off so I can show you what I mean. So you're not actually in the cab, but you're not far off it. It's not a brilliant camera mode, I must admit, it's not fantastic, but it can get you out of some tight spots. What was I doing? Changing trucks, because I know I've got the other thing I want to show you over here. So if I park that on there, quickly do that. Click advanced and change truck. Change truck, thank you. Now, what I've got is, I keep getting this one completely wrong. It's the Landcruiser, the SID Landcruiser 60. At least think 60 series. I'll put a description and a link to it in the description so you actually get to see what it is properly. But this one takes over again from the little A class, little Land Rover type thing. But as far as vehicles go, it is very, very good. I mean, I've been messing about with it quite a lot, and it's got a brilliant low speed crawl. Take the brake off, it goes faster. It's got a brilliant low speed crawl in the first gear for like rock climbing and going up banks. You go up through the gears in auto and you get some serious speed out of it. This is probably not the best map to show you the speed on, because there's another thing happening with this map. It is very, very versatile when it comes to taking bumps and jumps. Very stable on landing. It doesn't flick out and throw you all over the show. All in all, a brilliant all-rounder for doing exploring and scouting. Now, as I say, this map is called Pass, or Pereval, depending on, I don't know, depending on where you get it from, I think. It's lots of wide open tracks, lots of different style of driving, but you notice with the wide open tracks, it's very soft, deforms. So you imagine you get a fair bit of driving over that, and you suddenly got a very rutted, muddy road, which is going to get entertaining later on, because if you do this map to the full, I'll show you on the map and zip outwards a bit. I know you can't see nothing on the map at the moment, but you have one lumber, but you have 4 objectives, one in each corner. Now they are tricky to get to in some places. There are a ton of vehicles in here. I mean a serious ton. You've got 2 D-types, an E-type, also all different types of C-type, the new B-type. And as I say, it runs on the new update, so it's got the new Zil was it called, the old B-types. The Zil with a 2-wheel drive, you had to put chains on, which was horrible. They got the 4-wheel version now, which are much nicer to drive, but they bounce. And the amount of times I've rolled them is incredible. But I just thought I'd show you not only this map, we'll have a bit of a scoot around this map, but I'll show you the Landcruiser. It's not really the best terrain for it, because it's not exactly earning its source in soggy ground. And even like these paths, I say they're soft, they deform very easily, so they're going to get heavily worn while playing. So it's going to make the game, it's going to get harder the more objectives you do. But the other advantage you've got with this one, let's see if I can do it properly today, is you can flick it into high and it will run in the 1+ gear from standstill, which is pretty good, if I say so myself. And I've made it back to the garage. So it really isn't the best map to show you this one, and I'll take it on to another one in a sec and show you a better one. You do have, on this one, you've got no additional options apart from you've got tyre choices, and the tyre choices are pretty similar, but I tend to stick with the defaults on how it acts and stuff. Let's take it for a bit of a rougher tumble. Not something you'd normally want to drive off. I'm saying that, I've never been down here before, so this might not be good. It could be bad, this could end really badly. No, look at that. Oh, I'm in that plus gear still, aren't I? That'd probably help going down there. Oh, come on. Trying to do that on gamepad's not easy. So this is one of the objectives. But to show you the abilities of this little Landcruiser, let's see if it'll get traction. I don't know if he's going to get enough grip to go up there or not. Oh, help if we put it into different, like an all-wheel drive and everything, won't it? Now you saw how steep that was coming down. He's wanting to get up there. I say it's a mod by SID, which is Spun in Darkness, if I remember rightly. and he does some really, really good stuff. I'm impressed with that. The gearing for climbing on that is just right. Oh, I was going to struggle there. That's right, I just had to move my keyboard. My cat was deciding to sit on it. But no, it's a cracking little mod. Well, I say, this isn't really the greatest map for it. I wanted to show you this map because it's working in the new updates. But unfortunately, where everything is soft terrain, it doesn't let the Landcruiser get up to any decent speed. When you're saying that, I've not been round here, so let's have a little look what's round there. That's one thing I have noticed. If you take the diff lock off on soft terrain, it does tend to snake from side to side depending on which wheel gets traction, which is quite funny. Especially if you're doing it at speed. If you're doing it at speed, it really does react. Now, I have had this Landcruiser working in the Legacy version of the game as well. That's where I was doing a lot of messing about with it when I first started, because I thought you could only run the mods in the Legacy. But then the new update came out, and I thought, I wonder if any of the maps actually work in the new update. And this one did, and as I say, the TAIGA version 2 did. But no, as far as scout vehicles go, really do recommend this one. Little Landcruiser. Let's go take it to a more normal map, and we'll see if we can give it a bit of a better thrashing, as it were. Right, what have we got? Flood River, the hill. That one's quite good. Level up if you go into Legacy. That one is very good to mess about on. Trying that one. I don't know all the names properly yet, but they are quite fun. Let's go on to the coast, because I know on coast you can get quite a bit of speed up in certain places. Well, so that's the four-wheel version of the four-wheel drive. Because it's all kind of jacked up. It's bouncy as you like, but great fun to drive. Right, let's take this Landcruiser for a bit of a better run. See if it can earn its stripes, as it were. Because we've seen it hill climb, we've seen it crawl along in soft ground, and I promise you it does work its way through the muddy bogs as well. And it's great for trees. You're trying to get through a tree, get through like a forest. It's not quite as skinny as the little A-class one, but it certainly gets through the trees easy enough. Let's put Jeff on, see if it helps get up to gears. So I say, it works up, once you get it up the gears, the speed increases quite nicely. And I've had it into 5th gear, but I don't know if it's 6th. I haven't got it going that fast yet. But it fair flies, and it's pretty controllable, rides the bumps and bounces brilliantly. And so as far as setups go, it's really well set up. Gearing's nicely done, so you got the really low end crawler gears, but you come up into the 3rd, 4th and 5th gears, and terrain permitting, you get some decent speed up. Let's get out of that soft sand a bit and see if we can't get on the rockier bits. Still not wanting to get the speed up even on this. But it does well. Let's just take it around a bit further. We got bogged down, so there it kicked into the low gear again. Which is great if you want to crawl through stuff and clamber over stuff. Yeah, it's just finding the traction a little bit soft on this sand. It gets up on the rocks and it's a bit bouncy for it. But I say, it handles most terrain brilliantly. I mean, it's done all that with zero damage. Well, you couldn't do that in the little A-class with zero damage. Excellent modelling as well. I love the suspension travel it's got on and the working suspension. All in all, very well-rounded mod. So I'm not the best person for like giving reviews on mods because I don't know enough about the cars themselves. But as a casual player, if you want a good car for doing your scouting, not getting too bogged down, being able to climb up hills, go through forests, wade through waters, this is the one for you. We'll even take this shortcut. It's got quite a high water level as well, which is nice. So we're still running on zero damage, which is pretty sweet considering I've not taken my finger off the throttle really. I've just kept it gunned in and aiming. And with the diff on, it just digs in and goes. Let's get round onto the tarmac and see where we go from there. Rather than try and squeeze across that skinny bridge, which is just behind me, if I just show you so I know people know where I am. There's the bridge. Rather than try and squeeze across that, let's go for a burn. Let's drop it into four wheel. See, once it kicks through the gears, it does pull the speed up. So we're still in fourth at the moment. Can we get into a fifth gear? Is there a fifth gear? Yeah, we're in a fifth gear. This is where it starts to get squirrely on the corners now. Yep, you can drift it in the corners, that's not good. I'm no good at drifting. That's bad, that is bad. Car control is not my speciality. That's why I like SpinTires. It's all about the slow and making it over things. That's something I want to check as well. If they took the D-type out of the other one, did they leave it in this coast map? So while we're up this way, we'll have a quick check on that. Still haven't got it up to fifth again. Let's kick it into four wheel. You have to excuse my textures for some reason, because I've got low graphic settings. The textures are showing white on some of them. So that's a bug they may need to know about. If you turn your texture settings down, off your textures go. Might be something they want to fix for the next one, because otherwise those poor people who have poor computers, so, you know, it struggles for any kind of speed down in that first gear, but it's, the amount of grip it's got, the amount of pull it's got up the hills is worth it. Yes, they kept the D-type here, so the D-type is available, and it looks to me like they polished up the models as well. They've changed the modelling a bit, which is really nice. I say I only bought the game a couple of days ago and I've already had an update and I'm thinking it's better. It's great. What can you say? How many games do that? So, all in all, I can highly recommend this SID Landcruiser from Spun in Darkness. Great as an all-round scouting vehicle. So you get on something solid, and if you get a really nice bit of dry, wide dirt road, it will put the speed up on that as well. Get up to 4th and 5th on there. But you keep diff lock on, it becomes much more steerable because it's not snapping, you're not getting the tyres pulling from one side to the other depending on grip. And you know, it's a brilliant all-round vehicle. It'll mud bog, it'll rock climb, it'll fly. Still no damage. It does take damage, and there's my phone. Right, I'm going to call it there, everyone. Have a brilliant day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.